Welcome to Nightmare Echoes. Listen, scream, and embrace your horror obsession. I'm your host, Elazar, and I'm joined again by Margo.
Hello.
Today, we're going to dive into the world of Fede Alvarez's 2013 Evil Dead and hope to answer the following questions. Is it a sequel or a remake? Who is more to blame, Eric or David? And what is the hidden meaning behind all their names?
Oh.
Welcome to Nightmare Echoes. I'm your host, Elazar. Joined again by Margo.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm good. Margo, what are we talking about today?
Evil Dead, the 2013 remake?
Maybe.
A sequel? Continuation? I don't know.
Yeah, I think according to Sam Raimi, at least by the time that the fifth one came out, he says that if you look at the scene in Army of Darkness, that there are 3 books before he attempts to say his phrase that's supposed to stop the evil from unleashing, which he fails at. But those 3 books are supposed to represent the fact that there are 3 in existence, Necronomicons. The one that we dealt with in the original trilogy is different than the one that we deal with in this movie, and is different than the one that we're going to do in the following one, Evil Dead Rise. So he's trying to say they're all lore. And the Necronomicon itself, the evil in it is making history want to repeat itself. So that's why we get a lot of the same things. People go to the same type of cabin with a cellar. The necklace comes up again. Mm-hmm. And all these things happen in the same kind of way.
Is this not the same cabin then?
I think it's supposed to be the same cabin. It is the same cabin,
right? Like it is the same cabin, right. Isn't it?
Yeah, and so he's saying that the evil is trying to make history repeat itself.
I don't know. I feel like that's what I like my theory better, which is like it's a different multiverse.
Interesting though, there is a scene where we hear Cheryl's demon voice when Mia is speaking.
Oh.
So in this reality, or the evil is able to access the multiple realities.
Yeah, why not?
It harnesses
it's a
Cheryl's
demon's
voice.
Hell, a demon, that could be another reality or universe.
Sure.
The demon resides in another universe.
Yeah,
and he's trying to break into these, I don't know, earthly universes.
Right. All the people that were involved in the original trilogy, Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell, and Robert Tappert, were heavily involved in this. Bruce was excited when someone finally said, oh, we can do it without recasting Ash. We can just have a new set of characters. And he says, oh, well, then I can watch it without judging like, oh, that's not how I would do it. Mm-hmm. Or no one should try to overact like I overacted. We should make it its own thing. So he was excited about that. Sam Raimi was getting to see the dailies and the cuts and suggested different reshoots, and unfortunately Robert Tappert also suggested the reshoots. It's just why we get the Vine rape scene again.
I mean,
in this movie.
Spoiler, although I'm sure people maybe want to watch the movie first, but before we get into it, but I was just like, no. What?
It wasn't in the original script because Jane Levy said, I don't remember reading this. You didn't. It wasn't in the original script. After we showed the cut, Robert Tappert said, oh, we need to go back and add this scene. So they added the fact that evil Mia's standing there, vomits out this vine, and the vine crawls up her leg and then just goes right between her legs all the way in. They said the reason it worked, the director at least said the reason it worked is because that's what possessed her when it got inside of her. But it's just interesting that Robert Tappert's like, oh yeah, you have to have that scene. You can't not have that scene.
Oh my God.
Which is crazy. But if we want to break down the characters real quick, just so people understand who we're talking about if they haven't seen it and they want to still hear this without going to watch it, we have Jane Levy is playing Mia. She was also in Don't Breathe, which was also directed by Fede Alvarez. But she is a recovering drug addict, or she's trying to quit cold turkey, and that's the whole point of going out to this cabin. Her brother David, who doesn't understand how bad her addiction is, has been missing from their lives since
they're like estranged. Yeah.
Right. When their mother was dying, David was too busy with his own life to come. We have Eric, who's a childhood friend. He's now a school teacher. I think he teaches science. We have Olivia, who is now a nurse. She was also in Cloverfield, the original one, the movie The Covenant, and another horror movie called Amusement
Park. What's the actress's name?
Oh, Jessica Luca.
Jessica Luca.
Yeah,
I haven't heard. She looked kind of familiar, but I don't know that I've seen anything with her in.
You've seen the original Cloverfield?
No.
Oh, okay. Then we have Natalie, who was in The Vampire Diaries, I think the last season.
She's in The Vampire Diaries?
She's played by Elizabeth Blackmore.
What'd she play in The Vampire Diaries.
So in Vampire Diaries, she played Valerie Tully. Tulle.
I have no idea.
16 episodes of the series. I think it was the last season.
16 episodes.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember her. I'd watch Vampire Diaries.
But she basically in this group is the only one that wasn't a childhood friend of the group. And she is David's girlfriend.
Yeah, I periodic kept forgetting who she was. I'm like, wait, what is this girl?
She has very few lines in the movie. And some of them are direct quotes from the original trilogy.
Oh, I did not pick up on that.
No, you're good. According to the director, it was supposed to be implied that she and David had only been dating for 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
And that David is kind of being a jerk, not taking this seriously because he brought his brand new girlfriend to a very serious thing that his sister's going through. So that's supposed to make us not like David as much.
Yeah.
I think, right? But that's the character. Now,
I didn't even get that because for all I know, they've been dating for like 10 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because we don't get
any background at all on her.
Right, exactly.
It's like, oh, here she is.
Well, other than the fact that the group hadn't known them but it had been years since they had seen each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So if you line up all their names, David, Eric, Mia, Olivia, and Natalie in that order, and take the first letter of all their names, it spells demon.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I would have never gotten that.
I had to see it on
anagram.
I had to see it online. I was like, oh, okay. So the film opens up. We get a girl running through the woods, dripping blood everywhere. This is not in the same time of this group of friends. It's sometime before the main story happens. We see 2 people that kind of look like hillbillies kidnap her, and we're not sure what to think. But she wakes up in that cellar, tied to a post.
Yeah, it seems like this is like a Hills Have Eyes kind of movie or whatever at first. Even though, I mean, I assumed you knew what happened. I knew what was going on because I was like, this is an Evil Dead movie.
Right. And so her father pulls off this potato sack that's covering her head, and she starts asking her father, what's going on? Where's mom? Her dad says mom's dead, implying that she's the one that killed her mom.
He outright says that.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's like, you killed her.
And then we have those 2 guys that took her, and then what looks like a woman performing spells or a ritual to try to get the demon out of her. Mm-hmm. Her dad pours kerosene all over her head, lights a match to cleanse her by fire, and as she's dying, her true demon voice comes out. She says that she's going to kill them all, and then her dad blows her head off with a shotgun.
So these, I mean, I'm guessing they're Deadites, but again, they don't say that.
They don't say it anywhere in this whole movie.
So we'll just call them demons or whatever.
Sure.
They don't look like the Evil Dead, the original Evil Dead demons. They're just kind of like pale, and then they have glowing eye or gold eyes.
Yeah.
Or red eyes? Is it gold?
I think they're gold.
Maybe they're gold and red.
Yeah, it's funny because in the commentary, the director definitely refers to them as Deadites, even though in his own movie, he never said it once.
I mean, like in the original, I think both the 2.
Two said it at the very end.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When he went to the
medieval time. That's right. They never ever say Deadites.
Yeah.
So I guess that tracks. But yeah, so you don't get as much makeup effect when they turn.
Right. They still did as much as they could practically. They did very little digital.
Yeah, I think you could tell for sure.
Yeah.
I think the effects looked cool.
Yeah. Then we cut to whatever time this is our time. We don't know exactly when it takes place, and there's not a single cell phone scene in the movie.
Yeah.
I think they recorded a certain scene with it, but then they ended up cutting it out. So we're not sure when this takes place.
All they have to do is look at their phones and then say, we have no signal out here.
Yeah.
Done. But I guess they don't want to date it.
Yeah, I think also the director said that people are tired of that excuse. If you show a phone, then you have to make an excuse why they can't use the phone. And he says it's just played out in horror, according to him. So he didn't do it.
Just not. People can just assume, I guess. They're out in the woods. They don't have a signal.
So then we have the Jeep driving down the same roads to get to this cabin.
I guess they fixed the bridge, but again, unclear. Is this a sequel or not?
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like they fixed the bridge. David gets out. He's with his girlfriend, Natalie, and he goes to greet Olivia and Eric. Eric's upset that he's late, and they tell him that his sister is behind the cabin waiting for him.
Yeah, and they said, like, oh, I guess you showed up this time or something like that.
Yeah. David goes to meet his sister, Mia, who is our main star, and she's sitting on an Oldsmobile Delta 88.
Yeah, the car. So this actress is in the show or I guess it's canceled now, but Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist,
right.
which is really good. She's also in this show that I really like, Suburbia, but I don't think it had a lot of watch. It was like a comedy show.
Okay.
But I looked it up and she did this before those shows. So I was like, that's weird that they cast this kind of comedic actress. And I mean, she's not like funny, but she's in funny shows and like a horror movie. But no, she did this first.
Well, I thought she did a good job in this one.
Yeah.
And she also does a great job in Don't Breathe.
Okay.
Which is definitely more gross, but I wouldn't necessarily call it scary.
Okay.
But it's a bunch of people plan a robbery in a house of a blind man because they know he's got a bunch of money in there.
Oh, I think I've seen the trailer for this.
Okay.
Or maybe you've told me about it.
Maybe. But I think she does a good job in that one as well. Yeah. Mia's shocked that David actually showed up this time. He does that little cute magic trick you do with little kids, and she's not a little kid, where you pretend like something's in the back of her ear and pulls out a necklace that looks like the necklace from the first two movies, but this one's made up more of wood. And he says it has some kind of magical powers to help this go well.
Yeah, I was like, oh, are we going to lasso the book with this necklace again? No.
No.
Spoiler, no. It was really disappointing. Yeah, they have like this. I'm always like paying attention to brother and sister interact or like sibling interactions in movies, and I roll my eyes at them. She says something like, I don't remember exactly the line, but it's like basically, yeah, I know I look like crap. And he says like, no, you look beautiful as always. And I'm like, in no reality is a brother telling his sister, you look beautiful, unless it's like her wedding day or something like that. Yeah. You know? I'm like, what? No. But
it's funny because she is a pretty girl.
Yeah, but pretty, and he's not her real. But I mean, he's an actor. But I'm just like, no way. Do any of these writers have siblings?
Right. I would say, well, obviously she looks ugly later as a demon. She did not look ugly.
She doesn't really look ugly ever, to be real.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She's pretty.
Yeah, for sure she doesn't.
Which
look
is
ugly.
funny, right? So they all
maybe they're like what is that with the term that lampshading or whatever? She's like, oh, I look like crap, and they're like, yeah, but she really does it. Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe. Then we cut to them all in a well. Mia's making this grand speech about how she's going to break the habit. She dumps all of her heroin down this well, throws the baggie.
Heroin?
I think it's supposed to be heroin. According to the director.
I was like, I couldn't figure out what kind of, based on her withdrawal, I couldn't figure out what kind of medicine she's supposed to be on.
She says she's going to break the habit by quitting cold turkey. And so that's why we're out in the woods, which is a good setup here. Because her friends meet with David. Like, look, we've done this before. Mia died the last time that she did it. She was illegally dead. Her heart stopped.
It was the last time she did it. So they said that she just gave up in like 8 hours last time.
Okay.
But she had an overdose and she legally died from that.
Okay.
And that's why this is important.
Right. And David doesn't know any of this.
Yeah.
They tell him that when she gives up this time, they want him not to bring her back to the city.
Yeah, because she gave up so fast last time.
And he says he's there to try to make things better with his sister, not worse. And so he thinks that he might actually take her back the moment she gives up. Yeah, if she
begs him to go back, he might do it. There's a line that somebody says, oh, we always loved this place. And I wrote, always loved this place. See, this is why I'm like, what?
Yeah, apparently they spent time there with their mother when they were children.
And they have pictures of them as kids. But I'm just like, no, what? They're hanging out in the Evil Dead cabin?
I guess it got sold. Like someone sold it between the time.
So
and then
I guess the first one happened in what?
In the 80s.
So yeah, these kids could be...
Yeah.
They could have been kids in the 80s and they could have bought the cabin after. It's probably dirt cheap, you know?
Exactly.
Yikes.
So when they go to the cabin, David's ready to unlock it, but then he finds that the lock is broken.
Wait. I have one more thing to say is I was very upset to see there was a dog. I'm like, oh no, what's going to happen to this dog? Why did you have a dog?
A lot
that
of
could
people
have been completely excised from the plot.
Yeah.
Did not need to be in there.
Yeah, his name is Grandpa.
I know.
I know. Yeah.
No, not the dog.
A lot of people do get upset at animals being hurt in horror. Yeah. Like it's not necessary. Yeah, David goes to open the door. He realizes the lock has been broken and someone's been in there. And that explains the people that did the ritual before to the girl that we never got a name for in the beginning that was a demon. But yeah, they go in there. They see pictures everywhere. David goes to repair the door in a little bit. And we see that he's using power tools, that he has a nail gun. It comes into play later.
So there's a lot of power tools over in that cabin, no matter who owns it.
Yeah, exactly. And then a little bit later, we cut to nighttime. It's raining like crazy outside. I would say a lot of this movie from this point on, it is just raining.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
David walks in.
I wrote down a note. Oh, puddles.
Yeah. That's true. Well, it gets worse. It gets worse.
Those demons love puddles.
They do.
That's how Ash always gets caught. Yeah. Those puddles.
So at nighttime, David walks in. Olivia's trying to comfort Mia, and she's complaining about this crazy smell. Natalie jumps in to say, like, but it doesn't smell. It doesn't smell. Mm-hmm. And Olivia gives her some medicine to try to keep her calm.
I kind of call BS on this. If there's like
50 dead cats in your cellar,
yeah, you would definitely smell that.
I think you would.
I had one dead mouse on my wall or whatever, and I smelled it. I mean, it stopped after a week. Yeah. So, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, Grandpa smells it too, which lets them remove this rug that's covering the cellar door. Mm-hmm. They see red there and instantly assume it's blood, but it is.
Yeah.
So when they go down there, they find this thing of like 50 cats. In the original script, it was supposed to be crows, but they got feedback from that original trio that's working on this movie saying that everybody does crows and that they wanted to change it to cats.
Okay, why?
I don't know. Cares? They wanted it to be different.
If you saw a giant red stain on a floor, would you assume it was blood?
I think so.
Probably,
right? Yeah, I don't think it would be paint.
Unless it was clearly something else.
Or our Warhammer figures right next to it and I still think of paint. It could be.
Just stage it. Oh, good idea. If you ever commit a murder and you have like a giant paint or blood stain, you just stage it so it looks like paint.
Or Hammer battle.
Yeah, exactly.
That's too funny. When they're down there, they find a bunch of evidence that evil stuff has been happening. They find the book, but it's wrapped in a black trash bag with barbed wire on top. Barbed wire on top of it. Yeah. They bring a lot of that stuff upstairs, including the shotgun. And
why would you not bury the book?
I don't know. I think that yeah, you're right. I mean, cellar's not really a place.
Just put in the cellar, put some barbed wire on it. Like,
I mean, maybe it finds its way out anyway.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe it calls to people and makes sure it gets found eventually.
I don't know. But I'm like, or to put it in a bank vault or something. I don't know. Concrete, you can put like a concrete mold around it.
Yeah.
I'm really brainstorming a lot of ideas.
I get you. I think it would escape
I just came up with that in like 10 seconds.
Right. That happened in Hellraiser 3 and it didn't stop that thing from coming back.
Well, maybe not stopped, but I would have been like, all right, well, they tried.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. I got you. Yeah. Upstairs with all the stuff. Someone calls it voodoo shit, and David actuallys them by saying, no, voodoo's more like dolls and personal artifacts. And they're like, shut up, David. Like, it's obviously evil. David said that he's going to go and clean up the stuff. And meanwhile, Natalie's, I think, trying to do what she can by cooking for the group so that they have food. And we see that she's got this meat cutter, which comes into play later as well.
Meat carver, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's cutting some very rare, what is it? What does it look like to you? What kind of meat?
I don't know. Is it like beef? It's like a big chunk of beef.
Wellington or something. Not Wellington, but I don't know.
Like a brisket?
No, it doesn't matter. Let's stop this.
So from the inside where Natalie's cooking, we can see that Mia's walking outside in the rain and she looks really cold. While Eric is sitting inside the desk and it's like the book is calling to him. He uses these clippers to cut the barbed wire off. Well, that's just stupid.
I was like, nobody learns their lesson. Didn't he watch Evil Dead that came out when he was a kid? He should have watched it.
Yeah, so he pulls out the barbed wire. He doesn't cut himself on the barbed wire, which I thought was going to happen. He rips the bag off. He opens the book, and he gets a paper cut on his finger, which bleeds on the book.
Yeah, did that even need to happen?
I don't know that it did. In the next movie, I think blood on the book is important. But in this one, it didn't seem to be.
Yeah, it didn't seem to be important, yeah.
Right. But there's all these messages in the book that say, don't say it out loud, don't write it, don't repeat it.
Yeah.
They open the door to him.
And also, they've marked it out so you can't even see the words.
Yes, exactly. So they've blacked it out. But he, in his cleverness, because he's super curious, gets a pencil over it and kind of like does a rubbing.
Yeah, like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
so he can read it.
Right. So he starts reading and he's like, Conda?
He puts in a lot of effort into doing what this book is telling you not to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
So he reads the word Kunda and then keeps reading. And each time he's reading it, we see the same camera trick where we're supposed to see the evil
like it's just flying
running towards the cabin. And when he says the last word of like 5 words in a row, it hits Mia. Mia outside in the rain instantly vomits. She runs inside, super scared, saying she's ready to leave. But the whole group say that they're not ready. They're not done with the sleepover yet. And Mia makes the joke. It's like, oh, yeah, we haven't played Marry, Fuck, Kill yet. Olivia tells her she knows she feels like she's losing her mind, but the group's here to support you. But we're not going to take you home. We made up your mind. So she goes to David and says, David, take me back. And he goes, no, I'm here to support you.
He's seen that it's really serious now.
Right.
And he's freaked out by her ODing. So...
Right. And then she's like, you were here to support me, not them. But she is supporting her in this decision.
Well, he thinks
it's
he
not
is
fair.
anyway, yeah.
But I have to say...
she's a real Cheryl of the group. But in this case, they have a reason not to believe her. Whereas Cheryl, there is no reason not to believe her.
Yeah. That's just true.
But Ashton was going to take Cheryl home.
That's true. He did. Yeah,
he was a good brother, unlike David.
But I do, like you're saying, I like the setup for the movie. It's a good reason why no one wants to leave the cabin until it's too late. It was
believable.
Yeah.
And it's also pouring down rain, too.
Yeah, this is true. She comes in, she's pissed off. As she runs to her room, she very slyly grabs a set of keys, goes into her room. Eric goes to follow. Olivia tells Eric to leave her alone, give her a minute, but he doesn't listen. He knocks on the door. She doesn't respond. He opens the door to see that she's opened the window. And then at that exact moment, everybody else hears the car turn on as she starts driving, as they run out to try to chase her. Yeah. In the car, she's like, fuck, what am I doing? Fuck, like mad at herself.
And it's pouring down rain, too.
And then she's
driving crazy.
A girl, right. Then she sees a girl right in the middle of the road, afraid to hit her. She swerves and crashes the car into a body of water.
Oh no, not water.
Did you know that girl was supposed to be an evil vision of her?
So until you said that like a few minutes ago, I thought it was the girl in the beginning of the movie.
Right. Yeah, me too. But
so no, I did not get that at all.
According to the director, he was shocked that a lot of audiences didn't get that was supposed to be evil. Yeah, he should have done
like more of a close-up on her, because I did not notice that at all.
Right.
At all. It's clearly the girl from the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. She gets out of the car, swims back to the land, but she gets into a bunch of vines. She's crawling through them. As she starts to try to stand up, they grab her wrist painfully, grab her legs, spread her in a star shape.
Yeah.
Then the evil girl shows up again, as we alluded to earlier, because Rob Tapper made them refilm this scene. The evil version of her vomits out this black bile, massive branch.
Yeah, it's like a vine or whatever. Yeah.
And then it crawls up her leg, goes up her dress, and rapes her.
That did not need to happen. All they had to do is have her be restrained for the vines, and then she could just scream, and then they could just cut to the people in the cabin.
Right.
Did not need that. I don't know what this guy's obsession with this is.
Yeah.
I think it would turn off a lot of people. Like, they wouldn't even watch the movie.
Yeah.
So I don't understand it, but here it is again.
Interestingly, there is an uncut version, and I did see it, but I don't think anything is added to this scene. But a lot of other scenes, they just make the graphicness last longer. There's a couple of conversations that happen.
I have to say, she wasn't undressed or anything in this.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, that it was not. Like you just said, it wasn't the intention.
Right.
Of them originally to do that.
Right, yeah. There's no nudity that I can remember.
This is not the 80s, so we don't just do random nudity for no reason in these movies anymore.
Right. So then sometime later, David and Olivia are out there screaming for Mia, and they find her cowering by a tree. They get back to the cabin. Mia's talking about this woman in the woods, but no one believes her. Olivia tells the group she thinks she did it to herself to try to make up this story, so they take her to a hospital. David kind of wants to take her to a hospital now.
Yeah, I don't understand why they think this is a good idea. Like, why? I mean, this is not an effective way to quit heroin.
Cold turkey? Yeah.
No.
Right.
Why don't they take her to a rehab? If she's willing to go, why don't they take her to a rehab?
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever. I mean,
but they kind of all argue over whether or not they should take him back.
And the nurse is like, "I'm giving her the same treatment she would get."
Right. That's
and
what
I'm
she
like,
says.
"No, girl, you're not, because not. When you have an X waiver or whatever, you can give her methadone for her heroin withdrawal." No.
Yeah, exactly. Then we cut to Eric. He's taking more notes from the book, and one of the pictures shows a girl being attacked by branches and vines. Olivia comes in to tell him that he should go downstairs and help his friend clean up the mess, but he pretends to not know who she's talking about.
Because he's pissed at him.
He's pissed at David.
Yeah.
Right. We cut to David in the cellar. He's bagging up and cutting down the dead animals. He goes outside to place him in the barrel, and this is when he sees blood in the ground nearby. And this is what you alluded to earlier. He starts following Grandpa's trail. He finds him in this hole under the shed, which leads to a hole upwards into the shed.
Yeah, just like a little
from
tunnel
underground.
that you can crawl into the shed.
Right. And
why is that there? Unclear.
For plot later.
Yeah.
It's just set up at later.
Yeah, it's like quite a large tunnel, which we find out later a human being could crawl through. It's not like a rabbit tunnel or whatever to get into the shed. Like, it doesn't make any sense, but whatever. Yeah.
So he, in his head, imagines Mia attacking Grandpa with a hammer. We do see a bloody hammer there.
Yeah, why is that what he jumps to?
I don't know, but something hit him with a hammer. I mean, like the evil grabbed the hammer and beat up Grandpa?
Well, there's no explanation for it.
Yeah.
There's no plot reason why it needs to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's just
horrific to be horrific.
Yeah.
Right. Mia's in the shower. She's a demon now. We see the furnace grow really hot when David runs in. The group doesn't understand why he's so mad.
Like steam coming from the shower.
Yeah, so he starts banging the door. Eventually breaks through to find that she's burning herself. And we get the image that Eric saw earlier in the book that shows a woman pouring boiling water over her to be kind of like the book had a prophecy or something.
Or like it shows the steps of becoming a demon or something.
Right. Then we cut to him driving me in the Jeep. This time he's ready to take her to the hospital no matter what anybody says.
Well, yeah, I mean, she has like very serious burns on her now.
Right. It looks like she's having a seizure in the car. He goes to where the bridge is. This time the bridge is gone. But in the first movie, the bridge is gone because the water that has been building up has gone so high that you can't cross the bridge due to rain.
It's unsafe to cross.
The director, Fede Alvarez, said that it was easier to wait till God flooded it and film that. So they did, then try to flood it themselves. So he's like, I just waited for God's rain, which I think is funny. So they get back to the cabin and they're trying to design to come up with a plan. They're not sure what to do. David says he wants to wait till it stops raining and then everything will be fine. Eric jumps in and says nothing's been fine so far and it's getting worse every second. Just then, Mia starts walking slowly into the room with a shotgun in one hand, dragging on the floor. The group asks her what she's doing. David walks up to her, asking her to put the gun down. Mia's movements already seem unnatural at this point. There's some crackling in her bones.
Yeah, she's like jerky.
She lifts up the gun and fires at David, hits him in the shoulder. Then the evil from outside bursts the door and it causes Mia to scream. Mia's scream is a demonic voice, which is the voice of Cheryl, is in the mix there, telling them that one by one they'll all die tonight. And Mia hits the floor. David tells Olivia to grab the gun quick before she comes to again. Natalie runs over to check on David, her boyfriend. When Olivia grabs the shotgun, Mia grabs her wrist, pins her down, and then vomits a stream of blood onto her face. Right? Interestingly, in the special features, which I think I watched like 3 hours of special features, not counting the commentary.
No, too many.
I was like, this is going on forever. The actress Jane Levy was kind of really upset after she did the scene and she had to do multiple takes. And she says, if I'm going to hell, this is the reason, because I'm vomiting blood on another woman. But the woman that played Olivia seemed really happy after each take. You know, like they're cleaning her up and trying to get all the blood out of the scene and then redo it again. It's kind of funny. But then Olivia is able to swing Mia into the trap door and Eric shuts the trap door and then they all lock it.
Yeah, I forgot to mention this, but the cellar door is fixed. It can shut all the way. Because before, Cheryl really could pop her head out
and I think Mia eventually does get to see, but it's not enough.
I think they break the latch at some point. This is later on, and they use the chains, and then she can pop her head out. But right now it just really shuts closed. So we haven't mentioned this before, but the nurse Olivia is giving injections. And I was like, how did she get that? Did she steal it from work?
It's not over the counter.
The bottle says chlorpromazine. Okay, that is first off, that's only a med that you would have in a hospital. You wouldn't have. It's Thorazine. It's the brand people might recognize that. It's like an antipsychotic, but it can be used for a lot of different things that are not antipsychotic. But first off, that's not a treatment for heroin withdrawal as far as I know. I'm not a withdrawal specialist or whatever. But and the other thing is, how did she get that?
Yeah, she had to
stole it. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, it's not like a controlled med, but still like.
Sure. Yeah. So the group are trying to figure out what's going on. They want to know what happened to her eyes. Why did she sound like that?
The other thing is, they don't comment that she just vomited up blood. What does that tell you? She has an internal bleed, or she's a blood in her lungs or something. That's not something you could just treat with chlorpromazine or whatever.
So David wants Olivia to give her even more drugs. She says if she gives her more, it would probably put her into a coma. But he wants her to get the medicine anyway. And then David wants to get the shrapnel out of his shoulder with some tweezers. Eric tells David that he believes what's happening has to do with that witchcraft they found.
Yeah, I mean, has Eric popped up yet? That's like, oh, by the way.
He does it in a little bit.
Okay.
Right, yeah. We get a scene where Olivia's washing the blood off her face and tries to get the next shot of chlorpromazine ready.
Yeah, I think this is where you see the
name of it.
The name of the drug, yeah. I'm like, I would have rather them not shown us the name of the drug, and I could have just been like, what is that? Because I'm like shaking my head, no.
So in the mirror, when Olivia closes it, we get this classic thing that happens in horror movies all the time where we see something horrific in the mirror. We see Olivia with this evil smile looking back at her. Mm-hmm. She tries to leave the restroom, and we see in the book, starts turning and shows a picture with a woman and a knife who's cut her own face. As she's walking, she stops really fast. To achieve this, they had a harness as she's walking that held her, but it was the actress in the commentary said she needed to give credit to her stunt double because she didn't do the scene. But then Olivia's eyes roll back, she starts to shake, and she loses control of her bladder as she pees all over herself.
I don't know why, but okay.
Yeah. The group hears the door slam, and Eric goes to check on Olivia. As he enters the room, he starts calling her name. We see the medicine syringe on the floor. He enters the room, which is pitch black. He flicks the light on, but there's water pouring into the bulb, so it's blinking in and out. Eric sees Olivia cowering by the tub, and we hear some kind of cutting. He is afraid to look, but when he does, she has a shard of the mirror, and she cut out a chunk of her face to widen the smile of her face on the left side. It's really gross.
Yeah, it's very gross.
He backs up, slips on the skin that's on the ground.
Yeah.
Hits his back on the toilet, which makes it hard for him to get up.
Yeah.
And then Olivia jumps on him, starts attacking him.
Yeah. Once again, the soundproofing in this cabin is top notch because nobody seems to notice. And even when they do, they just kind of like walk over. If you hear screaming, wouldn't you run over? Right? No, just like, let me go check that out. I don't know.
Is David a coward?
But he doesn't. But he goes to check it out.
Does,
it's not like he's like, I don't know. I don't want to go. You go, Natalie.
Yeah. So she stabs him a bunch with the needle. It breaks off under his
eyeball.
He
like stabs him in the eye.
Right under it. Well, first his glasses stop it. So when
that's right.
It hits under the eye.
Yeah.
This scene was a lot shorter in the original cut, and I think Sam Raimi encouraged them to keep going, keep more blood, keep it more horrific.
Yeah.
And so they added the part where he pulls the needle out from his eye.
Yeah, the needle breaks off from the syringe, I guess, and then he pulls it out. Ugh.
Yeah, so they added that, and they made sure to add more blood on the ground and stuff. Yeah. Because Sam Raimi's like, pro tip, just keep the blood.
Just more blood. Just more blood.
Right.
They really took that note at the end of the movie.
So then the group comes. He's just on the ground saying, she tried to kill me, she tried to kill me. Mm-hmm. And they see her just dead on the floor there.
Yeah.
Then we see that David is pulling a piece of mirror out of Eric's chest.
Yes. And I wrote down, stop pulling things out.
Yeah. But they can't get to a hospital. So you just got to tape it shut and hold it in place.
Okay. So they do tape it shut with duct tape, which I'm like, great.
But would you tape around the shard to try to keep it secure until you can get to real medical facility?
That's first aid 101.
Right.
You if it's like long, like a stick or something, you try to break it off so it's like a short, so it's not
gonna hit
something if you can.
Yeah.
And then you kind of stabilize it. But the object in you is keeping the blood in your body.
Yeah.
It's keeping the blood in your body, okay? It's plugging up that hole. Keep that hole plugged, man.
This is where Eric then confesses that he read something from the book and he thinks he released the evil.
Yeah, I think David suggested at this point that maybe, or does he say it after this, that maybe the dead cats had some kind of disease and infected Mia and then it infected everyone else. Although you're the one who's had the most contact with the cats, so that doesn't make any sense.
Just a carrier.
But,
Yeah. No, you're right. And then...
But as I always discuss, at what point do you jump to, I think it's demonic possession? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. And the theatrical cut, we see Natalie go to the kitchen, and I didn't think it was clear why. In the extended cut, David gives her orders to...
No, he does it in the movie.
Does he? To get sugar and water?
Yeah, the classic bleeding cure. Sugar water.
Okay, he does.
Everyone knows that.
And I missed it.
When you're bleeding out, you just drink a glass of sugar water.
Okay, cool. All right.
Like what? I can maybe understand. I mean, I don't think salt water. Maybe I don't know, but sugar water.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why? I don't know. Why not?
So when she's in there, she starts hearing Mia from the cellar door calling her name. She walks over to the cellar door, opens it.
No one learns her lesson.
Mia's down there, and she's crying like she doesn't know why she's down there. She's not sure. So Natalie tells her that she lost control. She got violent, and they didn't know what else to do.
This is like an evil demon thing. It's like, this trick always works, man.
Yeah.
I could do it as many times as I want, and it works.
She goes down there in an attempt to help Mia. Mia attacks her. I think Natalie grabs the blade, but she takes it from her.
It's like a box cutter or something.
Yeah. Right. And she ends up cutting her own tongue with it.
I had to cover my eyes for the scene.
And then
I was
she
like,
starts
Mia
licking.
licks the blade, but like hard enough that it like cuts her tongue.
Right.
Ooh.
Splits it in two. It's crazy.
I don't like that.
And then she goes over and starts licking Natalie's leg.
And she's like, oh, this is gross.
The actress in the commentary thanked the director for her first ever sex scene.
Yeah, and then she like, well, maybe they don't have sex, but then she like makes out with her, but with her.
Yeah. I know she doesn't, but she was considering the.
I know. I know it's a joke.
Okay, got it.
I'm just telling the audience who might have not heard this and watched the movie.
Sure,
yeah.
But yeah, as she's making out with her and getting blood all over her mouth, David comes, opens the trap door,
like pulls her out.
Yeah, pulls her out, and then Mia, in a demonic voice, offers her to give her brother a blowjob. And he has this shock look in his face. I jokingly wrote, "Is it because she's his sister?" But no.
That he's like, no.
Shocked that she offer. Yeah, no, but it's because she's a demon. But then we cut to David nailing the floor shut.
Yeah,
and
here we go with the chains. So those chains don't work, man.
Yeah, it's not sealed tight enough.
Yeah, you can pop your head right out and taunt people when you do it like that.
And we see Natalie laying in his arms crying. David goes back to check on Eric, who's attempting to burn the book, but we find out the book does not burn.
Yeah, see? Oh, well, I guess this is a different Necronomicon, because burning did work.
I think that's
the first movie, right?
I think we're supposed to believe that it didn't really, but Ash thought it did, and that's why it's around in the second movie.
Oh.
But it did stop the evil in the first movie. Yeah. Burning it did stop the evil in the first movie.
I'm like, these rules kind of change. You gotta, you know what it is. You gotta lasso the book first with a necklace.
You are right, Margo. Those are steps.
It probably says that in the book that Eric's reading. Like, step 1, lasso the book with your necklace. Step 2, somehow fling it into the fire.
We cut to Natalie, who's back in the kitchen. She's tending to her hand. She's squeezing it, and it looks like these little gelatin-shaped worms are coming out of it.
That's gross.
Yeah.
It's maggots or something.
Yeah, it's gross.
They're like black, though.
Yeah, they're gross.
Yeah, it's gross.
Then her hand starts to slowly decay.
Yeah, she's getting like evil hands.
Yeah, and she backs away, but the kitchen door closes itself. In the other room, David points out to Eric that it stopped raining. The river will be clean in a few hours, and I'll get out of this place. Eric says it doesn't matter where they go. If they don't do something now, they'll all be dead before they can leave. I think the actual quote he says, "We'll all be dead by then." The director wanted him to say, "We'll all be dead by dawn."
Yeah.
But I think he got comments back saying no one talks like that anymore.
Yeah. It's unnatural.
Or it's an unnatural thing to say. So he's like, that would have been a cool comeback.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that would have been, I don't know. Like, it's a callback. Yeah, it would be a cool callback.
Yeah. Natalie's on the floor, and the decaying is spread halfway to her elbow, and the door reopens, and you see Mia's head kind of popping out. Mm-hmm. Not all the way, though. She's watching Natalie turn and getting really excited. Mm-hmm. Natalie looks like she's having a seizure, but snaps out of it and works up the courage to grab the electric meat slicer. She reaches puts it above her elbow in the bicep.
As soon as her hand starts becoming evil or whatever, you know it's coming.
Right.
I mean, if you've seen the second movie, but I'm like,
yeah.
Oh.
And while she's going to cut, Mia's like, don't you dare do it. Don't you dare do it.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't matter if she does not.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, like she still goes evil. I'm just like, what was the point of this? But whatever, she does it.
We cut to David, who's just scream, and he runs over, and David and Eric see this big pile of blood. Then they look over and see Natalie, who's standing by the fridge, and she says she has to do it.
And she's just split out, and she's dead. Nope, that doesn't happen.
She said she had to do it, and she feels much better now. And the way she says it reminds me of the little ghost girl in The Sixth Sense who was being poisoned by her mother and vomits. And she tells the kid, I feel much better now. It just reminded me of
that makes sense. This doesn't make sense. But anyway, I did like how she said it.
And then as they're looking, her arm is hanging on by one piece of skin or
like a
vein
or whatever.
Or something. And then it collapses to the floor. And Mia's in the cellar just laughing. David,
I just don't find these Deadites to be having as good a time
as the original ones.
Yeah, just like they had such a good time in the first movie and not as much in the second movie, but a little bit.
They were laughing a lot.
It just feels like they're just not having that. I feel like the demon is losing his joy to Beaver, he's like just not having as good a time anymore.
We cut to David, who is duct taping Natalie's arm shut. He's trying to convince himself that everything's going to be fine.
Oh, yeah, I wrote duct tape fixes everything.
Yeah. Eric explained to David what the book says they need to do to end it. The possessed have to be cleansed, and there are 3 specific ways: a live burial, bodily dismemberment, and purification by fire. David asked if Eric is sure, and he's like, dude, it's not science. It's not sure. I don't know whether to trust this book. The book often contradicts itself in what it's saying, so I'm not sure what's right or not.
But I think he says something like, I don't remember exactly what he says, but something about how Mia's like gone, right?
Yeah.
Like we have to kill her.
Right. And then David is still thinking like, well, maybe she just needs a doctor.
Yeah.
And David doesn't want to believe it. Eric calls him a coward, saying he needs to burn the whole place down. Eric says that he'll burn it down, and David can go just hide somewhere under a rock because he's good at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then during the speech, we see Natalie is standing behind Eric. She's now a demon as well. She shoots 3 nails
into her face.
Right. The characters turn around. Eric shields his face with his arm and takes 4 nails into it. And then David gets 3 or 4 to the leg.
Yeah, she's shooting him in the heart or whatever, but he blocks it with his hands. Not Eric, not David.
Yeah. They run behind furniture to try to hide.
Eric's the real, who's the guy from the first Scott? He's a real Scotty, whatever his name was, because he really takes a lot of damage, but he keeps going through the whole movie. I mean, no, not the whole movie, spoiler, but yeah,
he shows up a lot though.
Yeah, he really keeps going and going.
The nails start coming through the furniture that Eric is hiding behind. He backs up to the door, and she shoots like 11 shots into Eric before David tackles her, and the nail gun starts sliding on the floor. While Natalie's down, they start removing nails from their own body, but notice quickly that Natalie's disappeared. Eric tells David to grab the shotgun before Natalie does, and he crawls to it. We see her reflection in the TV. He turns around, and she's now armed with a crowbar. And this is like the sound is really horrific when it hits him. Yeah. She lands like 6 hits on him. And then Eric stands up, starting to shoot her with the nail gun, which gets her attention, and she starts going after Eric. Natalie hits Eric in the hand, and it seems like ripped 2 of his fingers apart from his hand. And then she hits him in the head. It looks like it's a killing blow when all of a sudden David shoots with the shotgun, and Natalie's other arm comes off, and now she's completely armless.
Yeah.
She turns around and asks David, why is he hurting her? And she says her face hurts, then hits the ground. In the behind the scenes, Fede Alvarez went to the actor that played Natalie and told her to ask why my face hurts. And so the actor that played Eric didn't see it coming. And so when she said it, he could not laugh.
Oh.
But they were like, great. Now every scene I want you to laugh like that while we keep filming it, because that laugh of it being hysterical in that moment really worked for that character.
Yeah, he did laugh.
He just started laughing. But it was so natural.
That's funny.
But they wanted him to, I think they redid it. again.
So originally I was like, oh, he's possessed and the Deadites are having fun again. But I'm like, no, he's just hysterical laughing.
We cut to David is dragging Eric outside in the car, and he's asking him not to die. David
Eric is still going.
He is. David goes in, and he starts pouring gasoline all over the cabin. He starts to look down on the sailor and says, sorry, Mia, and then he loves her. And then Mia starts singing.
Oh, yeah. At the beginning of the movie, we didn't mention this. She was talking about, because they were talking about their mother.
Right.
And she was saying she was talking about when she was close to dying. Now, did you think that when you first watched it, did you think she died of cancer or something like that?
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So she's saying that, remember when we were kids and she used to sing this song. So she mentioned it at the beginning. So she's singing this song now.
Right. And so he can't seem to start the fire. So he puts the lighter away and he goes down there. He gets a chainsaw.
Well, he says, what does he say? Something like, I have to do it the right way or something, or
Right. Okay.
I don't remember exactly
so
what
he goes into the shed. While he looks at the chainsaw, he doesn't use it. He builds a mechanism, which is something like an AED, right?
Yeah. Well, first off, he has these giant syringes that I guess he got from the nurse. But I'm like, why would she need these giants? There's like 60 ml syringes, which are like the biggest syringes that you can have.
Right.
And I'm like, what purpose would she have for these syringes?
Yeah.
She's giving these doses of chloroform, whatever she's doing. But like,
yeah, you
would use those for like compounding, like
right.
IVs or whatever, or for other things, but not for giving antipsychotics or whatever.
Right.
Why does she have those?
I don't know.
But anyway, he duct tapes these giant syringes with needles on them
to a battery.
To like a battery.
To deliver electric shock.
Yeah, like a battery to jolt your
heart.
Well, no, that's what he's making. But what is it? It's like for
like your
starting
car.
a car or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. I got what you're saying.
I doubt it would have the right voltage, but whatever.
Yeah.
It also has like voltage, like you could measure out the voltage on it, right? Yeah. I'm like, what kind of car battery is this? Whatever.
So
whatever.
Then
I have to say I was going to make a note of what voltage he's using.
Yeah.
If it's correct, but I didn't, so whatever.
I'm sure the needles went all the way. Yeah.
I'm just like, what? Anyway, go ahead.
No, you're good. So he's outside.
Discuss why it wouldn't work later. There's a lot of reasons why it wouldn't work. But we don't know
Margo.
We don't know why he's doing it at this point. Yeah, he's just building this contraption. Yeah, okay.
Right. And then he's outside and he's digging a grave. After he digs the grave, he opens the cellar. He's armed with a flashlight and a syringe of medicine to try to knock out Mia. Mm-hmm. We do see the bloody box cutter and we start to hear whispers. Then Mia jumps on him.
Oh, it's like flooded too.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh no, that's their power. They get powerful in water.
And then they have a fight. Then Eric shows up and
still alive.
Is able to help save David, but gets stabbed in the gut.
He finally gets killed. Yeah.
Right. David gives Mia the drugs and goes over to Eric. Eric admits that he did miss David right before dying. And then David just lays his body in the water and lets him float there.
Oh, wait. We missed an important part.
Okay.
Sorry. So, because I was talking about how we thought his mom had died of cancer.
Right.
Well, David and Eric have had a convo at this point that David says that my mom went crazy.
Yeah.
And I've always been worried that Mia and I will go crazy as well.
Right.
So we realized that she didn't die of cancer. She like died of a psychotic break or something.
Yeah,
something. I'm like, how would you die from that?
Unless
but I don't know. Maybe she committed suicide or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that
But Mia does say at the end on her deathbed, there was times where she would call Mia David thinking David had come back. So,
or maybe just in the hospital. Was that on her deathbed or was it just? I
thought it was her deathbed.
I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't quite understand.
It's not really clear.
I don't
think she killed herself. She might have had a psychotic break, but I still think she died of some kind of disease.
Yeah, I don't know, but whatever.
Yeah. David prepares Mia's body in a red dress, and
why? I couldn't tell you.
Well, apparently the red dress can be seen when they first enter the cabin.
I know, but why did he put her in the red dress?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Part of the ritual. I don't know.
It doesn't say that.
He puts a bag over her head so she can't breathe, buries her down there. She comes to pretending to be human.
Yeah, she's doing like,
Yeah.
She's like breathing in the bag.
Right.
Into the bag.
Like, why do you hate me, David? And then she makes references to their mother.
Yes. Yeah. So she's like, basically, you were a coward. You wouldn't come visit her, and you left me. I was a kid, and you left me with her.
Right.
Which is, yeah, that's pretty shitty, bro.
Yeah. So he completes burying her.
And the thing is, I was like, why doesn't he put the dirt on her face first?
Like,
but yeah, he doesn't fall for it because he's like, you're not Mia or whatever. And I'm like, finally, geez.
So he buries her, and the real actress was buried. She had a tube behind her ear that was hidden that would go up to her nose so she could breathe.
Yikes.
But the actor was game for it, and the director wanted the actor that played David to really worry for the actress that played Mia so he can really deliver the worried. He didn't want him like worried about a pile of dirt that no one was in, which is crazy that they really buried her. So then he works to really dig her up. When he pulls her up, he uses the defibrillator machine that he built.
Okay, so let's talk about this. First off, you gotta space out the shocks. Like, you have to put them in specific places on your heart, which they didn't. Or no, you have to complete the circuit. So you put it on both sides of your chest to complete the circuit, which he didn't do. He just jammed it in somewhere. Yeah. Just jammed it in. Okay, that's number one. Number two, if your heart has stopped beating, if you electrocute your heart, that's not gonna do jack shit. That's just gonna burn your heart. You gotta do CPR, man.
Right, you gotta
CPR,
breathe.
Doesn't people know anything about
push the
basic life saving? Is you have to just do chest compressions, dude.
Yeah.
What is this doing anyway? But it works because movie magic.
So he thinks it doesn't. He gives up, but then she does wake up. He unwraps her and everything. She thanks him for not leaving her. And then he says he just got to go back in the cabin for the keys.
Yeah. They have a hug, and this drives me crazy in movies. He like clasps the back of her head, which is this is so romantic. I hate it when brothers and sisters do that. In movies and TV shows, this happens so much, and I'm like, in no world would I ever clasp the back of my brother's head. That's so weird. But anyway, whatever.
I get you. So unfortunately, David takes time because he wants to remember his friends and grabs their childhood photo that they've taken off the wall. And this brings time for Eric to show up, who stabs David in the neck, and Eric is now a deadite. Mm-hmm. He tries to walk away when he's bleeding from the neck, and Mia comes in to rescue him. David closes the door, tells her to leave, but she doesn't want to leave without him. But this is the first time that Mia saw a demon because she saw the evil spirit. In the commentary, they're all like, hey,
I guess she didn't see like a physical demon. Yeah. She just saw like a vision of the demon. This is the actual demon.
David gets the shotgun, aims it at Eric. Eric says he's coming, and when David pulls the trigger, the gasoline is ignited by the explosion, and the whole house goes up on fire. This sends Mia backwards. On the ground, she finds a necklace that David had repaired.
Back to drugs.
Back to drugs?
Yeah, she just had a real traumatic experience. Back to drugs.
Oh, my gosh. She puts the necklace on. Then all of a sudden, blood starts flying from the sky.
Yep. It's like raining
like crazy.
Down blood.
A hand comes out of the ground and grabs Mia. She was able to break free, but the body pulls itself all the way out of the ground. Now, the ritual says that they needed to claim 5 people to bring this one, right? So I thought Mia was one of those people and it still counted her. Yeah. But according to the director, it didn't. It was the woman that we saw die in the beginning of the movie was the 5th one. Because Mia came back from it. It doesn't have her soul anymore.
I would still count that.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But apparently...
Okay, whatever.
I don't know.
Sure.
It's up for debate.
Whatever.
So the body comes after her. It is an evil doppelganger of Mia. She runs in the Jeep, but in her panic, she drops the keys.
Yeah, I was like, now, I mean, my car is old, so I don't have this, but you just can get near the car and you just press the button and it starts. I'm like, too bad she doesn't have one of those cars.
Yeah.
But this movie was 2013. I don't think that was...
I don't know.
No, because my car is 2012 and I didn't have that. I don't think that was like a big thing yet.
Right. So she drops the keys.
Not everybody knows that I have an old car.
That's fine, Margo.
Who cares?
Right? Is it an Oldsmobile?
It's a Kia.
Yay. So she picks up the keys, and when she gets up, like in a lot of horror movies, all of a sudden the evil thing is right there by the window. It breaks through the window. So Mia has to go out the other side. And as she's doing it, it grabs her in the leg and burns her leg. So she falls out the side. She starts crawling. She crawls into a tunnel.
She crawls into the shed tunnel.
Right, where Grandpa had died earlier. The doppelganger comes after her. She pulls herself into the shed.
Oh, this is the doppelganger again?
Yeah, this is her doppelganger again.
I thought this was the dead girl.
Yeah, I'm going to watch the commentary. It's supposed to be her.
Sure, okay.
When she's in there, we see that...
You know, this is funny because actually in Army of Darkness, there was a doppelganger, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's kind of like bringing that back. Although she didn't have a tiny Mia crawl into her mouth or whatever.
So when we're in the shed, we see that the door's not closed. But for some reason, the evil doppelganger is going through the same tunnel. She does see the chainsaw, but it's out of gas. So she has to hit the wall the can comes down.
Did you notice that there was a label on the bottle that just says chainsaw gas?
No, I didn't. That's awesome.
It was also like blue, which I'm like, I don't think that's gas.
Yeah.
And that looks like cleaner, but whatever.
Maybe that's what happens to gas over time.
No.
So she's able to get the gas in the chainsaw. She's able to start it up, but then the doppelganger comes through the opening in the floor. She starts to back away. She knocks more stuff over on the shelves to slow it down. She backs away into a back hallway or between the walls of the cabin somehow.
Yeah.
And a machete starts coming through the walls.
Yeah, I couldn't tell where this was, like where she is.
Why would there be a gap between the wall like that?
Yeah, I don't understand.
The outside?
But anyway, yeah, she's...
But a machete starts coming through.
She's like, yeah.
It does stab her leg, and the sound was bad.
This was gross.
Yeah.
It's like coming and like slicing her. Ugh.
So to make the effect look real, they reused Natalie's arm from earlier to have it sliced that because they didn't want to build another limb.
Yeah.
But they're like, we still have that around, so let's use really that. Funny. Mia starts breaking the outside wall, and she's able to crawl outside.
Yeah, with the chainsaw.
She runs, hides behind the Jeep, and the doppelganger comes after her. Mia slices off one of its legs, and so as Mia's crawling away, it pushes the Jeep and it lands on one of Mia's hands. Mm-hmm. So she's trapped there. I see the chainsaw.
Yeah, it did. So Mia had like crawled under the Jeep, and I didn't quite understand why she did this. Because it was like hiding, I guess. But then she's like revving up the chainsaw. So obviously you're under the Jeep.
But she was able to use that to chop off one of its legs.
Yeah, I guess.
So part of her plan worked.
I guess.
But as she's going away,
I would have personally just run as far as I could and then turned around. But whatever.
So she's trapped. I'm thinking she's going to use the chainsaw to cut her hand off, but I guess she can't reach it at this point. So she puts both her feet and her hands.
She really reaches for it, and she can't reach it.
So she puts both her feet and her hand.
I also don't think it would work, but whatever.
Yeah, and she's able to rip off her arm from her hand. And this in the segment I often call "Why Would Eleazar Die in This Movie?" This is where I would die because there's no way I would sever my hand from my body.
You can't do it.
Yeah,
there's no way you could do it. It's like that movie that's like based on a true story about the guy who
127 hours.
Yes, he can't rip it out. He has to cut it off. Yeah. You can't do that.
And even if I was able to do that, though, I think I would pass out from the pain.
100% you would pass out from the pain. There's no way you'd be able to do it. She's also now you're bleeding out and losing blood, too much blood. You pass out. Right.
So Mia stands up. She's now armed with the chainsaw, and it's.
I mean, I would have died way long time ago, but whatever. No, I wouldn't because I would have gotten in that Jeep and I've been like, out of here, baby.
So it's crawling towards her, saying it's going to feast on her soul. Mia shoves the stump of her arm into the handle of the chainsaw.
Yeah.
Says, feast on this, motherfucker, and starts sawing her head, the doppelganger's head, in half like Linda in Evil did too. Mm-hmm. But unlike that one where we just see the blood fly everywhere, we actually see the head getting sawn in half.
Yeah.
And they use gallons and gallons of blood to make this effect happen.
Also, this whole time, there's blood raining from the sky.
Yep. Yeah. She tells her to go to hell, bitch, after she chops her in half, drops the chainsaw, the house is still on fire. The ground absorbs the doppelganger.
She like sinks into the ground. Yeah.
Right. Mia grabs the necklace again, puts it on, walks into the woods. The sun's starting to come up.
The blood rain stops.
Mm-hmm. And this beautiful, like reddish sun is streaming through the trees. And Fede Alvarez said again, he just had to wait till God's rays were real, and it was cheaper than faking it digitally and just doing it.
Yeah, and then she dies slowly of blood, or fast, maybe quickly, of blood loss on the hike home.
In the extended version.
I'm just kidding. That doesn't happen, but yeah.
No. Well, this is the real ending, right? But then in the extended version, which adds like 20 more minutes, she's found on the side of the road by a guy driving. He puts her into the car. She opens her eyes in the back, and we see that she's evil again, which is so annoying.
I mean, that would be closer to the ending of the original, right?
Yeah.
That you think that Ash has gotten away, but no, he hasn't.
Right. During the credits, we hear Dr. Nobi from the second movie reading from the tape that they had played in the second movie, talking about the Kandarian runes and finding the Necronomicon Des Mortis, which is the only time they call it that in the movie or in these credits. And then after the whole credits roll, we see a sideways glance.
Okay, I stopped when the credits started
going. Oh my gosh, okay. Margo.
Whoops.
We see Bruce Campbell standing there from the side. He says groovy and then turns to the camera. And fans have seen this as his seal of approval on the movie.
Okay.
Which is the only time he appears there.
Well, I mean, Sam Raimi was a producer on it. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, I think Bruce Campbell was a producer on it.
He was too, and so was Robert Tepper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we know that.
Right. All right. So a little bit of trivia. They use 70,000 gallons of blood in the movie, which is compared to the 200 to 300 gallons of blood they used in the original film. 95% of this movie was filmed in chronological order so that they could keep track of any wounds and stuff that happened to them.
You think that's probably good for the actors too, to make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, but films don't often get to
I know they
be done
usually
that way.
do. Yeah.
The kerosene that is poured over the girl in the very beginning of the movie is actually apple juice.
Still sticky.
Yeah, right. Oh man. Did you think the cabin layout made more sense in this one?
Yeah. I mean, seems to be only like one room and off to the side and like another bedroom or whatever. But yeah, for sure it made more sense. And you could always tell where they were, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas sometimes in the originals, I'm like, what?
Yeah, where'd they go?
How'd they get here? Yeah.
So obviously Eric is to blame for reading the book, like peeling it open when it was sealed.
Yeah.
Do you assign any blame for the events on David?
I think he's a shitty brother and maybe a shitty person.
Yeah.
I don't think he had anything to do with the events.
So the only one I could understand is if he'd shown up to the previous attempt for her to quit, they would have never gone out to this cabin.
Okay, sure. But I mean...
But it's hard to blame him for these events.
Yeah, this is clearly Eric's fault. There's a lot of warnings to say, don't do this. One, the book is barbed wired shut. Two, it says it so many times, don't read it. And they've blacked it out so he can't read it. And yet he still's like, yep, I'm going to read this book. I mean, if you find a random book like that, maybe. Okay. But it's in like a murder shed with dead cats hanging all over the place. Maybe don't, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe don't. Just saying. Maybe don't.
Sam Raimi gives 3 rules for horror movies that he talked to the director about. And in an article I read from Far Out Magazine, there's actually a 4th he's mentioned too. So rule number 1 is the innocent must suffer. Rule number 2 is the guilty must be punished. Rule number 3 is the hero must taste blood to be a man.
Or a woman.
Yeah, right. I know, right? And he also noted that while in this conversation...
What does that mean, taste blood? Like kill someone or literally taste blood?
I think he's got to go through some trials to be a hero, right? I know it's an outdated to say a man, right? But
I know what he
in
means,
this movie...
I was just joking.
Right, no. The director compared it to David's journey. Wow.
Oh, David's the hero?
Well, he said he heroed up.
Okay.
No. Mia's the main, badass final girl, right?
Yeah.
But no, this is not what he says, right? He says that David had to work through a lot of stuff to get to the point where he was brave enough to do something about it. But according to Fede Alvarez, all his past sins did not mean he was forgiven by the end, but he was able to man up enough to help push towards solving the problem.
I see.
But but according to the director, he still deserved to die at the end.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he deserved to die. I don't think anybody deserved to die.
Right, I know, yeah. And then, in that interview in Far Out Magazine, the 4th law that was suggested was the dead must walk.
Okay,
for any Sam Raimi.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, man. But yeah, anything else?
Yeah, I
that you
did
wanna
not
say
like
about
this. I did not like this movie.
No?
This was a straight up horror movie. And no thanks. It wasn't. I didn't find it that scary, but I think people would find it scary, perhaps.
Yeah.
As you know, I have a weird barometer of what I will find scary in movies.
Sure.
So this one didn't scare me, but would I have picked to watch it? No. Would I ever watch it again? No, thank you.
So if you were to rank so far with the movies we have, how would
Okay.
you rank them in order?
So Evil Dead original,
Okay.
Army of Darkness, Evil Dead 2, whatever. Was that what it was called?
Yeah, Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn.
And then this one,
Okay.
straight last.
I guess I would, including the most recent one that you haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
I would say the first one, then that one, Evil Dead Rise.
Okay, well, we'll see. I haven't.
Yeah. Then I would say Evil Dead 2, and I would rank, I think this is the least favorite of them all. So Army of Darkness and this one.
I mean, I'm not as versed in horror movies as you are, but I think it was well done as far as
Yeah. I think
the
it's a
effects
good movie.
looked really good. The storyline made sense for the most part.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, what the F are you doing?
I was telling somebody at work that I owned every movie in 4K except for this one, which I only owned in Blu-ray, and they accused me of not being a real fan of this movie. And I'm like, well, it was $10 cheaper.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
You know, I was like, but
Dude, can you really tell the difference between
no.
I don't think so.
I mean,
yeah.
my screen's not big enough, but yeah.
I guess maybe if you have a crazy good TV.
Yeah, we have a nice one in the living room, but no one wants to sit there and watch all these horror movies that I watch 24/7.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, all right, these are the 5 horror movies I need to watch this weekend.
Yeah.
So I watch them in my office, which, yes, even with a 4K player, I can't tell the difference.
Yeah. So would you consider this a remake or a sequel?
So I always thought of it as a remake until the 5th one came out, and Sam Raimi thinks that it is a sequel.
So I guess I'll when I watch the next one.
Yeah, it won't answer the question.
Oh, okay.
It's just interviews that
Sam
is
Raimi
explaining.
thinks so.
Right, Sam Raimi thinks so. And the next one, again, not directed by Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
But they were there to supervise the whole thing because they are really involved with all the Evil Dead movies. And they waited 10 years to make that one. They wanted to make it in a different setting, although the movie opens up, it makes you think it's the same type of setting. But it's just a cool opener thing before it cuts to our main characters.
Okay, well, we'll find out. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll watch it next week. All right, well, thank you, Margo, for being here. I want to ask people, if you liked what you hear, please leave us a 5-star review. If you'd like to follow us on Instagram, we are at Nightmare Echoes Pod. If you want to email us movie suggestions, nightmareechoespod@gmail.com. We release new episodes every Monday, so hopefully come back and hear us again. Thanks, bye.
Bye.